dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Goonies never say die.
God knows I want you, but you don't get to destroy who I am.
The Night Rider.
I'm a compulsive liar.
That's rough, buddy.
And use the power of the Matrix to light our darkest hour.
Hey everyone, welcome to another awesome edition of the FanCast. Today it's me and Mike and our good old friend Joe, or otherwise known as the previous YouTube landscape, V&J Reviews. Welcome.
Yo.
Yeah, Joe's been.
First, we should do the proper, classic V&J introduction. So I'm Mike,
and this is Joe. Oh God, I
welcome
that a
to
long
the
time.
That was interesting. That was very interesting.
That's how me and Vin always did it. This is Vin, and this is Joe.
Yeah, what would you guys do if you had like a third person? That would be confusing.
I don't know. We never really had the opportunity for that.
So basically, guys, we're gonna talk about Dragon Ball today. But before we get into it, let's talk a little bit about. We'll give an official interview to our good friend because, what was it, like a year back?
It's almost been 2 years now. It's December. If December will be our 2-year anniversary of it being gone.
Yeah, which is it's tragic because like no return response, nothing, just a Dragon Ball channel just completely wiped from the internet for no good reason.
Yeah. we really don't actually know what happened. So I mean, we were doing good. I think we are up to almost 10,000 subscribers for a channel starting from complete scratch. And we just all of a sudden one day in December, Vin's like, the channel isn't up anymore. And then I go look at it, and it is completely down, and we have no clue why. And still to this day, we're not actually sure exactly what happened. We had no strikes, no warnings, no nothing. It just gone, saying that we didn't follow some type of rules, and we can't figure out what rules we broke. I tried contacting them on Twitter because Twitter was the only thing that you could sort of somehow get YouTube, and they were useless. We got one guy who said that he reviewed it, and he's like, one of your videos had a video of Dragon Ball in it. I was like, it was like a minute or something less. I was like, people have way more clips, and we didn't get any warning of not being allowed to use it or saying that we were going to have any issues. If there was an issue, we should just get a content warning or something. Not 100%. Completely.
Yeah, we all of our channels, we show at least like a 5-second clip of each movie or show that we review, and it was kind of, we do from time to time get copyright claims, but we never had a single strike on our channel ever. The only strike
I really didn't get one. I never even got a copyright claim, really.
That's kind of insane, honestly, and for, but that's well known, that's well documented. What is life after YouTube like?
Well, actually, me and Vin were just discussing recently how screwed we would have been if we had to continue, because not too much after that, Dragon Ball Super was pretty much over because they were ending the show and they were just doing the movie. So all we had really left was the movie, and we were going to just do like one more chart for the movie chart, and then we were going to try to figure out other things to do, but we were sort of getting screwed because we would have not had too much more left to give, because all our stuff was based off the TV show, and there's no more TV show going on.
And because it was such like a niche market, do you think you would even try going into anything else, like any other anime or anything like that? No, right?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I mean, at the time, every single anime channel was doing Dragon Ball Super, and the reason for it is because you got so many more views if you mentioned Dragon Ball Super than anything else at the time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we were sort of capitalizing on that for sure. I mean, me and Vin loved Super anyways, or in Dragon Ball, and we just felt like people weren't doing analysis very well, so we were like, we could do a better job, and people liked it.
Yeah.
It was at a point when they were doing the Tournament of Power arc, and that was the biggest super arc ever. Which
correct.
Sky didn't get there yet. We're nowhere near that.
No.
So,
not even close. But I do have to say though, like it's very interesting how like we find things that we like, and then like it can kind of start to gain traction. The first morning to night video to ever get any traction, we just put Frozen in the thumbnail, and it one of our most viewed videos to date. And on my personal channel, I have like a couple thousand views on a Sonic video, because day one, when the like really bad trailer for Sonic came out, day one I commented on it, and it just spiked, and it's I don't want to be like a trend chaser like that in a way, but it's so cool that it's like that you guys got that chance for a while, at least for a glimmering moment, that you found something you loved, and it worked for the
and we get to have battles with people online, creators.
Yeah, if you go on YouTube and look up V&J reviews, you'll still see a couple videos, quote unquote, debunking the power charts.
Oh yeah,
and it's very interesting.
It is very good. It's the only thing about the power charts that are still alive, really.
Joe, what do you think about like officially being part of like some kind of YouTube drama like that? Like how did that feel seeing that video?
Oh, I mean, I didn't really care too much. Vin's the one who cared a lot. Vin's biggest upset thing was that I think out of like our video was 20 minutes long, and 13 minutes of the video that Broku put on there was that, and he's like, it's 13 minutes of our video. He literally took our video. like you can't put that much in. If you're going analysis, try to make it so that the person goes to the video and watches the whole thing, not just that you put the whole thing on your YouTube channel. Yeah, so Vin didn't like that, and then got in a whole big fight with him, and then later on there was a controversy of somebody was giving us information on a video that we would do, and then it just so happens that very same day, Broku did that video. And I was like, this is weird that we were discussing this with a person, and then Broku somehow did that exact video that day that we were discussing it in the chat. We were openly chatting with them on there.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
that.
And then he's like, no, he didn't do that, and it was all. But that was more fun. Like, basically we were already in a fight with him anyway, so we just kept it going, and it actually got us more subscribers, I think, by doing 100%.
That. Drama is definitely more popular than content in a lot of ways. Would you share a burger with Broku?
Sure. I really don't. Yeah, I have no grudge against the guy at all, really. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's the nicest guy though in the world, based off of his just overall tone. Yeah. But I mean, if he said, "I'll want to hang out one day," I'll be like, "Sure, why not? Discuss some stuff."
Yeah.
Get
World
that
peace.
Space soda.
Yeah.
Go to Spacies.
Joe from V&J Reviews officially endorses world peace, guys.
Yes, sure.
Anyways, we're getting distracted. I think that was like, yeah. Let's get back on the task at hand.
Okay, so Dragon Ball.
The original Dragon Ball.
Hey, how about one final charge, Goku?
Fine.
This could be it!
Joe, where were you when Dragon Ball first came to the States?
Well, we're talking about like young Goku, or we're talking about Dragon Ball Z?
First
original Dragon Ball. Just Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Original Dragon Ball, I mean, I think I was, let's see, how old was I? Probably like 6th grade when they finally brought it to Toonami. After Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z was so good. And yeah, it was definitely still very censored because of obviously being on Toonami and some of the stuff that's in Dragon Ball. I did not like it nearly as much, but I did force myself sort of to watch it because I was such a big Dragon Ball Z fan. but I think I sort of went out after Mercenary Tao in a way, like after Mercenary Tao was defeated by Goku, I sort of stopped watching it, and I really didn't watch the rest for a long time after that. I don't know why that's where I dropped out from.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you ever finish the rest of it?
Oh, of course, yeah. I've watched Dragon Ball actually probably like 2 or 3 times over now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was my first time recently. Actually, Mike should go next because all I've seen is Dragon Ball and some of Z.
Oh yeah, so for me it was back in I want to say 2014 or 15. Whenever Resurrection F came out.
Whoa,
so,
really? Okay.
Yeah, so right before Resurrection F, I finished watching Dragon Ball Z for the first time. I skipped Dragon Ball.
I remember showing you Dragon Ball Z going through.
Yeah, Joe is so. I was very. What was that?
And I was gonna say, and I was very good because I showed you like the original stuff, like with the original music. Like now you can't even find it.
Well,
so
the
I was good to you.
music.
Yeah.
But so yeah. Anyway, I was really big into Dragon Ball at that time. It was my introduction that year, and right after I wanted to finish Z first, so I can watch Resurrection F, so I can have a fresh mind after Z to watch that. But anyways, after I finished Z, I went into the original Dragon Ball because, I wanted to get, the whole story as a whole. And yeah, I think I finished the whole series in like 2 months. And it was I enjoyed it. I don't think it's in my opinion, it's better than Z in some areas, but not all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's still like an 8 out of 10 series, especially after rewatching it again with Sky just recently.
Yeah, so that's where I come in, like domino effect, like a lot of the fan cast that we have, and I'm usually the end of the train in a lot of areas. Yeah, me and Mike it was like the span of a whole year, right?
A little over. I want to say it was
year and a half. No, not that long. Like
it was. We started in October of 2018.
Are you sure about that?
I know that. Yeah, I'm positive because that's when I started driving, and then that's when I first starting to visit your house all the time. It was October of 2018.
Yeah, so pretty much a year and a half, right? Like
Yep.
From
October 2018 to June of this year, so about a year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. So it took us a little bit, but we were like, it was kind of like we put it on the side because we were also watching regular show, and I got into Daredevil and everything like that, and also Cobra Kai, but it was always there, and we always tried to watch it as much as we could, even in Corona time. Like we Skyped it and everything like that. But yeah, for someone who's just starting to get into Z, because I haven't finished Z yet.
Yeah, we
really
just
started.
Yeah, we're near the end of the Saiyan arc right now with Sky.
What I have to say for what I'm just seeing now, just from Dragon Ball, I know a lot of people started with Z and then went to Dragon Ball, and I can understand that because it doesn't have the same pacing as Dragon Ball Z, and we even skipped some of the filler arcs.
I mean, the real reason is just because that's the way it was shown on TV. That's the reason why. Correct. Yeah. So that's the real reason why people started off with Z first, if anything.
Yeah. No, that's what I meant to say.
But even some new fans, they just start at Z and just completely ignore Dragon Ball, which
and they say it's not necessary. They say it's not necessary, but at the same time, it's like it kind of gives you the introduction for every single character. And you get all the training with Master Roshi and everything like that. And I feel like it's so necessary, especially Piccolo. It introduces Piccolo. And I think his introduction is the Piccolo arc is the most important part of the original Dragon Ball series, in my opinion. Like, I enjoyed General Tao, Red Ribbon Army, and all that. Like that was good. But no,
all the tournaments
were great. But I think Piccolo was a highlight, like King Piccolo, and then having his the last tournament there as well with Piccolo Jr. Yeah, and I just thought that was like, it's like most animes in a way. I'm kind of not I'm not as proficient as everyone else with anime. There's only a handful that I watch, and when I watch them, they're very short. I'm not used to long form anime, and that's why it took us so long. I know a lot of people are like, I've watched all of Naruto in like 3 months, and
yeah, right. Are you kidding? There's no way somebody watched all of Naruto in 3 months, or they'll be dead.
Joe, how far are you in One Piece?
I mean, I caught up all the way to where I stopped was just at the end of the what's it called arc. I can't think of the name of the arc now.
What episode was it? Like
940.
Oh my gosh!
It took me months to do it. So long. I just kept on going. I was like, you know what? I have the next episode. And then when I finally caught up, I was like, dang, I don't have another episode. I couldn't believe it. So I mean, but it's been months. I haven't been watching since the last the previous arc end. I haven't watched this whole new arc at all yet.
That's interesting. Yeah, for me,
I'm probably not gonna watch for a while. I'm gonna let it build up, and then I'm gonna go to it again at some point.
Yeah, for me, I any anime I would watch, it'd be like movies mostly, like Akira.
Akira.
I'm trying to think of other series that the only other series I could think of is Agretzko.
Spirit Away.
That's a movie though. It's not. The only other series I watched was Agretzko, and that's like a Netflix short form anime that's you can watch in a day if you really wanted to.
Correct. Yeah, it's not that long. It's only 12 episodes or something like that.
New season's pretty great, but either way, so it was a lot of learning to be trying to get out of the normal style that I'm used to of kind of 12 episode series and get into this idea of arcs. I wasn't really used to it, but after a while I kind of got it, and I'm like, okay, it works for the medium it's in. And now when we're starting to watch Z, and we have, this is not really spoilers, but Goku on the snake path, and that happened for literally forever. I'm I was joking,
so much filler, so much filler.
15 episodes.
And I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous at first, but then I'm like, I'm so used to it this rate that they set something up in episode 1 that doesn't get resolved until episode 220. That I'm like, sure.
It was amazing too, just seeing your investment in the series just increase as the show went on.
Oh yeah, I had zero investment at the first arc. I actually don't like the first arc. I don't think.
I don't either.
What do you mean the first arc? You mean Raditz?
No. Of Dragon Ball, the Pilaf arc.
Oh, the Pilaf arc. Oh, awful. So bad.
It's just so boring. All that happens.
It's very boring. It is so awful. I don't know what they were thinking.
It has its moments, but
you mean when they put the bunny on the moon? Oh, that's a great moment.
It has its moments, but the worst part about it is just the nonstop innuendo in almost every single episode.
Oh, it's borderline.
And some of that even carries on to the first tournament arc, which gets a little annoying after a while.
But it starts in the later seasons, in with Z, it's contained within Roshi. But then it was no holds barred at the first season. I turned to Mike and I'm like, is this supposed to be an action series? That I legitimately thought that, because it kind of felt like a really dumb kind of anime comedy at first. But
that's how it started off.
That's exactly how it was.
It started off as a comedy adventure story, and then it slowly started to become more of the action shonen genre that we know.
Yeah. The other thing is, I love that it's how much of it, I see that just out of nowhere, just two things. It's mostly has to do with like background characters. I just love, you know, the Toriyama style is great, but you know, I love how much he takes from like Western culture and everything. That's like, oh look, it's Darth Vader just standing there. He's just there.
R2D2 showed up in one episode,
and he's just there, and you just don't question it. And then like, I like all the hats.
Even King Ghidorah from Godzilla is just standing in the audience when Goku fights Krillin in the second tournament arc.
I like the hats and everything, like with Western words on it. Like, what was one that we saw? It was like, there's just random sentences. Like, one was like flower, book hat.
Dude, even you'll see this in Super too. In Super, Krillin just wears a shirt. It just says taco.
Yeah,
I want that. And every time it came on screen, I was like, I want that shirt. I want that hat.
I mean, I have a shirt that says "Senor Taco."
I know. I remember that.
I still have it.
That's why I also like what's on General Tao's back again? What does it say again?
Kill you. It's
kill
you in huge English letters.
Yeah, it's so good.
You know, but to be fair, that's probably how it's like, you know, whenever
I mean, he kills somebody with his tongue. He kills somebody with his tongue.
That's very true.
Yep.
That's probably how it looks like with like American Western text in like, you know, whenever we use Japanese like or Chinese like text on like robes and everything like that, it's probably just like "kill you" book.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm
Are you
pretty sure
sure?
it's not.
There's gotta be one. Sure. There's gotta be one that says book. I guarantee it. There's one shirt that says book in like Japanese letter, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's so foreign."
So yeah, Sky. So I know the like starting off at the King Piccolo story arc. At what point would you say would be like the most definite? I'm totally invested in this whole story.
When Krillin dies.
I mean, yes, 100%. But also, did we mention there were spoilers? Anyway, it doesn't matter. If you're listening to this, you probably listen to
over 30
It's a 30
years.
plus year series. I'm pretty sure it's okay.
Plus, saying any character dies is pretty much like, I don't even know if that's a spoiler. Like, because
also,
doesn't everyone
Krillin dies
like
all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anyway, I think that was great, but I think I was first invested when Roshi talked to the other students with everyone else there, and you know, it felt like, what was the other? I'm trying to remember. What was the other training school that was there? What was their name?
Master Crane and
Master Crane,
the Crane School.
Crane School, yeah. Like when I felt like there was an opposing force, it's like that. I thought that's what started getting me invested. Not even the Red Ribbon Army stuff. Like that's what really got to me. If anything earlier, it's hard to say. Maybe it's like, I think also when Goku was climbing the tower, that felt like, hey, I'm kind of interested in it. The General Tao stuff was interesting, you know, like that actually got me invested before we even got to Piccolo, you know, because it was just an interesting character. Because I didn't like the Red Ribbon Army, but it's just a good character, you know. And how he dies, that makes a lot of sense. It's beautiful, absolutely majestic.
Yeah, my personal favorite aspect of the original Dragon Ball is just all the emphasis on training, especially in the first tournament arc when they're just training with Roshi, and then he's having them deliver milk and other things, zigzagging across the line of trees and stuff, and even like you said, going up the tower, Korn's tower, and even that whole thing, which even Sky said reminded him a lot of the first Kung Fu Panda, which I totally see that.
Also, like Rocky in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
I think I was surprised. What I was most surprised of, I wasn't surprised of Goku getting as powerful as he is now. Like it's extreme, but it's not as foretold. I'm surprised how powerful Krillin is, because he starts off so weak and he stays weak even after the first tournament. And it's like, I'm surprised, like, just starting Z, that he's like up with the big boys fighting like aliens and so I'm like, this did not seem likely at the very beginning. Like, he has the biggest development in my opinion.
He becomes the strongest human.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
If you think about it, he's the strongest human in the series.
That's a little frustrating, to be honest. I wouldn't want Krillin to represent me as the strongest human, honestly. Anyways, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Hey everyone, just letting you know that our podcast is officially out on Spotify, Google Podcast, and Anchor. So if you want to listen to our podcast on the go, we have the links right in the description below. Also in the description below, we have our shop. Morning, noon, and night NWO design still available, but get it while supplies last. Thank you again for Anchor for sponsoring our video. Now, back to the podcast. And we're back. So, yeah, like I said, Krillin, why of all people, the baby human has to be the strongest human. I legitimately was upset at Krillin. Like, I did not like him for the first arc. And then, like, for a while, I kind of warmed up to him, but it was still like...
Well, he was supposed to be a jerk then in the beginning.
Oh, because he was.
Yeah.
I did not like...
All I know is when I remember seeing Krillin for the first time in Dragon Ball, I was like, this was Krillin? This is Krillin? Oh my gosh, this is so different. And I was like, this is stupid. So dumb.
He was a big jerk in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like a human baby. It kind of freaked me out also. Like,
because he's a short person.
It's like when he was supposed to grow up, he didn't even grow up. Like, when they aged up all the characters, it's like barely a change.
I think at one point they figured out that they made them way too small. Like, Goku's 12 and he looks like he's like 5.
Oh yeah.
Well, I give Goku an excuse for that, because since he's a Saiyan, doesn't it take Saiyans, like, I know him being a Saiyan was a later idea, but don't they like age slower than regular people?
No, not in that. They stay youthful, like they're younger age for longer, so that they can fight longer. But it's not that they age slower. No, it's not in that way. They just stay more. They
maintain their
youth longer. Yeah. So yeah, not the same concept, but they definitely obviously changed that quite a bit, because you can see like the real way that should have been with Gohan, the way that he actually grows up and gets taller and everything.
Even in GT, they kind of made Goku's proportions, like as a kid, more
in line.
Yeah, which that's just Toriyama. I mean, his style always changed. Like in every single arc, you can tell his style changes slightly.
Yeah, that's true.
It for as consistent as they try to make this story, there is a lot of inconsistencies, especially in the first arc.
Oh yeah.
It's
so much.
I
love all over the place, but we forgive it.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you really want to talk about plot holes, oh god,
we talk about that all day.
I think the funniest thing to me is just like the non sequiturs that like I just come out of left field that I don't expect. Like when when Krillin's fighting Bacterion, it's like, oh, he stinks. It's like, but you don't have a nose, Krillin. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's what I went. I went, what? But once again, that match was censored
really?
for me when I first watched it, because on Toonami they definitely did not let you see that Krillin farted in Bacterian's face. Basically, all that happens is that you just see him get on top of there, and then it cuts with Bacterian falling backwards. It's like, what just happened?
He just stood
the
on
whole
him.
fight with the girl is completely cut.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Like it's not there. The whole fight with the girl versus what's his name?
The Indian. I forget his
guy.
name.
I can't remember his name now.
The one who had to get water, right? Where it's dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was free. What idiot.
Yeah, water's
Moron.
free, idiot. You don't have to fight for it.
Correct.
He comes from like a third world country. I don't know if he would know that.
But I mean, please,
Oh my gosh!
he came to the tournament like he can't figure something like that out. It's like I don't know. I was like,
I'm just gonna say
that there's cities and they have water there. There's no way you don't know this.
I'm just gonna say it, especially with the earlier Dragon Ball, like Akira Toriyama is like borderline racist with some. I know it's just like how he draws them.
You have no clue. Wait until Dragon Ball Z, the last tournament part. Oh my gosh!
Like,
is it racist with the one guy?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Like I also get like some of them like it's just Japanese style, like what we consider blackface isn't blackface in Japan specifically with
correct. Yeah, they don't have that concept, especially during that time at all.
With Master Popo. But like when there's a black guy or an Indian guy, it's either one you got the translator, the person who's doing the actual dub of the series, like putting on the most ridiculous like Adam Sandler voice.
Oh yeah,
and then
of it.
My people.
Yeah, like it's literally the most like watermelon chicken kind of race. Is like, hey man, what's going on? And it's like it's just a black guy, and that's it.
Dude, they still do that even in the super dub.
Oh no!
Wait. Yeah, but wait 1 second. Was General Black the black guy actually?
General Black?
Yeah.
Was he? I just wasn't sure.
Gosh.
Like.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
that's messed
he's
up.
black. General Black.
He didn't see. If I remember right, his dub wasn't that great either. He wasn't.
No. Well, okay.
Well,
if there's any,
voice sounded more normal, but his lips were still like big and I think like pink or something.
Oh no, yeah. Every single black character has like the big pink lips and everything like that, and it's like. It's very
they don't see anything wrong with it. I mean they don't see color.
And it's different.
Yeah, I guess so, but it's like that.
Like
would not,
the
that
only black character that Toriyama didn't draw in a like racist way was the one guy in the Tien Shinhan saga that was like a movie actor or something, and he was in the tournament.
It's like because God forbid you like you could draw racist cartoons of anyone else, but if they have money.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my!
We're gonna get monetized.
We have money?
Look at this.
We have money.
What are you guys doing?
Hey! We're not taking the fall for it. We're just pointing out the obvious with the Akira Toriyama style. We're not the first to say this, and we won't be the last.
That's true.
Especially after like what happened recently. It was Funimation actually the leaks that came out on what the voice actors said behind the scenes.
That was like a year ago.
Oh yeah, so I was right.
It was more than a year ago.
So it's not just Akira Toriyama. It is kind of Funimation and the voice actors as well. It's like
no, like I know it was recordings from like 20 years ago, but it actually got leaked like a year ago.
It was more than a year ago that they got leaked, though. It's been definitely more than a year.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, to vaguely put it, like even though we're talking about kind of like racist crap, it goes along those lines, maybe to a little more extreme. I don't want this video to get taken down, but if you would like, look it up for yourself.
Oh
but
gosh!
Proceed with warning, with caution. It's gonna ruin some characters from you.
It's disturbing.
I can't hear Goku the same way.
I think I'm going to change subjects here on something else at this point.
Joe, what would you like to discuss?
So, Mike, you want to know the very first episode of Dragon Ball Z that I can remember ever watching?
Of Z?
Yeah.
Okay.
The very first one I ever remember watching, I think I was 3 or 4, and I think they were playing it on Fox or WB, one of those channels, just randomly one morning, and it was
Just be careful not to spoil anything for Sky.
Well, it won't be too bad. I mean, it's a filler arc thing.
Okay.
Fake Namek, when they're going down the ice thing.
Yeah.
It was that episode where they're going and sliding down the ice thing. That was the very first episode I ever remember of Dragon Ball Z when I was so young, because they actually showed it on WB and these other things before they had it on Toonami. Just a few episodes here and there for some reason. I don't know why they did. And I just remember that being my very first time I've ever actually saw Dragon Ball Z. And I think Nick was telling me, like, oh yeah, this is Dragon Ball Z. I've seen this before. I'm like, you have? I've never seen this.
You know what's interesting for me? The very first Z episode that I can remember, like I actually remember like flashes of episodes when I was like 3 or 4 years old. Like I remember it was still on TV for some reason. And I had no idea what it was called, and you know, it just never crossed my mind until like early 2010s, especially after that Super Saiyans are real video.
Super Saiyans are real.
Super Saiyan Jalen.
I didn't. Oh, is that the guy?
Yeah,
the guy. The guy who almost has a brain aneurysm.
And I just feel like when I see superheroes, you know, why can't we be that exciting and that awesome?
So yeah, after that video, I was like, oh my gosh, I think when that video came out, I was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing like images of this on TV. And
specifically that guy, actually got that one guy was like he did a dub of Dragon Ball. That was great.
So that actually got me interested into wanting to watch it. So I've been wanting to watch Z since like 2012 or 13, and I didn't get the chance until 2015 when Joe finally gave me a website to watch it on.
Until your favorite cousin came to the rescue and helped you out.
Yeah, but even back in 2011, I just woke up one summer morning, and the Kai version was actually on Nicktoons, of all things. And it just so happened to be the episode where Goku turns into a Super Saiyan for the first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like the most epic thing ever. And yeah, since that point, I wanted to watch the show.
It was garbage. You didn't
what?
You watched it and you were like, yeah, this isn't good.
Yeah, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are the worst shows of all time. I don't even know what.
Dragon Ball Evolution. That's good. You know.
Oh, Dragon Ball
Evolution. Yeah.
Top cinematic quality.
Oh yeah.
I think it's so interesting how many like films based off of anime and cartoons that have turned out so badly, and how it still happens. Like Dragon Ball Evolution did bad. What do? We make a Last Airbender live action movie. It did bad. What do? All right. And then they keep going. Hollywood keeps going. It's like we'll get it eventually. We'll make money eventually.
We'll figure it out.
I don't get that. It's like, at what point are you going to be like, you know what? Even though it's popular, I don't think we're going to make money from this. Like, I don't think just making a bad remake of it will make it good.
Plus, it has to be done by the right person.
Is that even possible? Is a live action... We had this conversation before about Akira. Is it even possible to make a good live action adaptation of anime? Because there is a live action adaptation of even
it depends on the anime.
Because there's a live action Grave of Fireflies, and it's not as good as the animated movie. Same thing with.
Is there? Never saw that one. I know I saw Grave of Fireflies though, but man, that's a sad one.
Oh my gosh, I can't. It's the saddest movie I've ever seen. It's like, it's worse than Up.
And I still have to watch it.
Mike has.
I have all those movies though, but yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think of a live action one that was actually good. I mean, did you watch Death Note live action? Awful.
No, of course not.
I heard the Attack on Titan movies sucked too.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a good one. I heard Bleach was but nothing like that great. They did Ghost in the Shell. They tried to do that, and that once again, I heard that was
Alita Battle Angel.
Did Fist of the North Star in 1995.
Oh, I heard that was pretty good. I actually never really watched it. No, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. They did a good job with that.
That's a manga though. That's not an anime technically.
It's not even manga. It's technically a Canadian graphic novel.
Well, if we're talking like graphic novels and stuff, like Paddington's the best adaptation of all time.
It's my best thing that I can think of that's sort of anime style that they did right, because they went all out. Like, you have to sort of go for it if you are going to go that direction, and you have and when you're watching it, you have to understand this is supposed to be more of like not taken seriously cartoon style than it is like real like fight stuff.
Well, that's the thing. They don't know where the line is, especially
correct.
when you watch Last Airbender and Dragon Ball. It just looks silly when they try to make it so serious. But it's like, if you consider the silly stuff really serious, I don't know. There's a level. There's a level of like, if it doesn't take itself seriously and it just knows that it's like, if we just make it faithful, that's what's important, then it's good. And that's what I remember about like Paddington being like one of the best adaptations of all time. It's like, it looked like a CGI film, just like every other like CGI adaptation for a kid's like book or movie or something. So you got like Alvin and the Chipmunks and all this garbage and Yogi Bear. But it's like, believe me when I say, it's like Oscar worthy how they do the story and everything, because they know where to bring in the story and how to care for the characters without it feeling pandering. And I feel like anime could do that, but we just really haven't seen it yet, other than maybe Alita Battle Angel Blade. I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it. I heard it was really good, though. I hear that you have to make it through like the first part where it's a lot of humans are in there. After you make it through that part and it becomes like more all CG, it becomes like a lot better.
So like every Godzilla movie, right?
Well,
skip the humans.
I still love the last Godzilla movie. I still don't know how people think that the first one was better. Like, or Godzilla 2016 was better than the last one. I'm like, and what idea?
2014 one
or 2014 was better than the newest one. I was like, in no universe was that one better. I mean, of course, the woman who was the main antagonist was just a stupid moron beyond belief.
all the human characters were in a way, but the thing is, it's not about the human characters.
Such a moron. But yeah, it's not about that. It was just great battles with all the kaiju, and just between Rodan and Godzilla, them coming out with the bomb with
the oxygen destroyer.
Like them doing all that is like that. See, these are good elements. And then my favorite scene is when they're in Boston and they do like the different camera angles where you're low and then high up, and you're just getting like these great views of like, wow, I get like the proportions here perfectly to me.
Oh yeah, well,
the way that they're doing it.
I feel like they could do that with like anime. Like that's a perfect example in my way. In a way, like if you compare the 1998 Godzilla versus the versus the Godzilla we have now, like that's a perfect example of like how not to do it and how to do it, because like it's not meant to work like a typical five act structure film. Like you can put that in it, you could shoehorn it in, but people are there to see a good version of this in live action, not to see it be dumbed down or played to like, a casual audience.
Yeah. I'm just trying to I'm still thinking about like Godzilla, like always the best shots are, I feel like, the ones that sort of give you a great perspective of what's happening. Like in the Shin Godzilla, like the best shot that everybody remembers is when they're doing that car and it's driving by Godzilla. It's just something about that perspective and knowing like, wow, this looks so legit and what it would feel like. to be there in that situation. That's what I mean. When you can get somebody in that feeling, that's when you know you did it right.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think Shin Godzilla does the actual monster Godzilla the best as far as recent Godzilla movies go.
I think the original Godzilla movie. I don't know. I still think that because of like the. I can't speak much because I haven't seen enough of it, of the series, but just because it's like old effects and you see how they do it on film, it's still so convincing. You know, it's even more convincing than like some King Kong scenes from the first original King Kong, and it's just beautiful to me, you know. And it feels so unappreciated that we can't do that with anime, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Dragon Ball, if done by the right person who actually is in love with the series and like knows what they're doing, I think it can be done. It's just it's hard. I think it would be really hard to do it in a movie fashion. You would probably have to do it like as a Netflix series format or something, because there's no way you can make a live action Dragon Ball movie and condense all that.
Well, it would have to be. Arc. It would have to be either based off of just like a section only, sort of like how they do just Brawly movie or something like that. You couldn't say here the Saiyan Saga in movie form. It's just too much, or it's going to really be bad. You have to cut out a lot.
How are we going to see him on Saiyan Saga?
The Saiyan Saga, in my opinion, is probably the only film that you can probably do like as a movie.
Yeah.
Because if you read the manga, it's only like the Saiyan Saga is literally only 3 volumes long, or more like actually 4 volumes long, or something like.
It would still be super tough. I mean, you have to get the characters in there. You have to get Raditz after Raditz, a little bit of Goku being dead, the other Saiyans coming in, training. It still would be hard.
It would be like a Lord of the Rings length movie, but I think that would probably be the only thing that you can probably do.
Correct.
Any other story arc would have to be like in a live action series format.
Well, I just want to see something. I just want to see like something as faithful as like Spider-Verse with the Akira Toriyama style. I don't care what it is, if it's Dragon Ball related or not. It seems so ripe for like a very, very like strong CG version of it. Like you see like the hero from Dragon Quest in Smash Bros. And how they translated that to 3D, and I'm like, that's just so cool to me. I want to see that more. You know, I think that's such a cool style, and I love the watercolors. Oh my gosh, like the backgrounds in the scenes in Dragon Ball, it's really beautiful. You know, and I feel like it kind of needs a revival in some way through some animated series or something, because it's just a good design.
I don't know if we'll ever see it though. I mean,
no.
It doesn't need it's not something that's needed.
Yeah, it isn't.
Honestly, cool. The only I still would really like to see somebody adapt Fist of the North Star into a decent live action format.
That could be done. I mean, technically it's already out there, Mad Max.
It's already out there. Yeah, the 90s movie, which we won't talk about. The only reason why I kind of want to see it is just for Dante Bosco. But that's it.
Dante Bosco.
He's beautiful.
You're freaking beautiful, Dante Bosco.
Yeah.
When Nostalgia Critic was actually good. Hey.
We've talked about Nostalgia Critic.
Oh yeah, we have on Tommy.
We're gonna go off topic again, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Well, I think we're wrapping it up pretty much. So let's go with a non sequitur. Why not? Nostalgia Critic is not awful. We do not hate him. But his content is not as good as it used to be.
That's all we have to. That's all we're gonna say.
That's it.
But yeah.
So no other questions? No.
Well, okay, so
that's it.
Joe, I got a question for you. Since earlier you mentioned that you watched the original Dragon Ball like 3 times over, would you say that your appreciation for the original Dragon Ball has increased over that time?
Yes, actually, for sure. when I first watched it, I definitely didn't like it that much, but I actually do definitely appreciate. I think what Sky was saying, especially the Piccolo arc, like when they really brought him in, I definitely appreciate that a lot more comparatively when I think I first started watching it, and also the tournaments I appreciate a lot more too. Like after getting to rewatch it and actually watching like the real tournaments, except for watching the cut versions I was originally watching. But yeah, I would agree. Though the first arc is still the worst, and don't watch it.
Well,
yeah, I would.
I don't know. I mean, technically, if you want to watch it, you can watch it, but it does explain one thing.
It's only you would if you're with somebody who knows where each like sexual joke is, and they're capable of skipping all of that. That would be the only way really to watch it.
I mean, then you're skipping like half of every episode. Good job.
Yep. So, but yeah, when I first watched Dragon Ball, I knew what to expect. I knew it wasn't going to be as action heavy as Z. And I knew it was going to be more adventure.
Yeah, I think I remember warning you about that too when you said you were going to watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah, you did, and then I even looked in more into it, and I was like, okay, yeah. Like the thing with me is I need, and with any film or movie, and this is for anybody, you need to go in with the right expectations.
Oh yeah, I had low expectations going into Dragon first. Actually, I kind of had high expectations because it was like I'd never seen it before. I was expecting
like Pilaf.
I was expecting like at least a little bit of Z action, but like I felt honestly let down at the beginning.
That at the end.
Yeah, it built up to it well, and that's what I have to say about it. Not perfect, but you know, after a year and a half of watching it, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, next month.
What episode are you guys on anyway?
In Z.
We're on the episode we left off right when Goku shows up on Earth. He didn't go on the battlefield yet, but he just got on Nimbus.
Oh, so he just got Nimbus. Oh, wow, we're about to see Piccolo.
Yeah, we're gonna see Joe.
Oh man, it's a good episode. Next episode.
I can't wait. Well, thank you, Joe, for coming in and talking about Dragon Ball with us. We usually give like a shout out to a channel, but I think that's gonna be kind of hard.
Yeah. If you want to see Joe, check out Sky's channel and watch our Wing Night videos. Oh, yeah, Joe's in those.
Am I nice?
Yeah, and also
like,
I guess why not? I'll announce it here. I actually found the original Suicidal Wing Night video, like the very first Wing Night that we did. Sky is I have it uploaded, but it's unlisted.
Mike as
Sky's gonna edit that together and upload that on his channel at some point. And Joe is in that.
Oh yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sky wasn't even there. It was literally just me, Shay, Joe, and Phil, and it was really good.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. And thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Later.